Joining me on this broadcast, we've got Kovai Sathiyan, spokesperson of the AIADMK, Sumanth C Raman, political analyst, and Salem Dharani Dharan, spokesperson of the DMK. Mr. Sumanth C Raman, I'd like to begin with you first on your views of this promise that's been made by the AIADMK. Do you deem it a game changer, this outreach to women?
I don't think so, Akshita, because I think this kind of competitive populism is not healthy for the state. I have no problem with giving freebies in a particular targeted way. So, for instance, the laptop scheme is an excellent scheme. I have no problems with that. The cycle for school students, that is another excellent scheme. Even the free bus travel for women in some ways is a fairly good scheme. But this kind of cash distribution, and that also, I'm giving 1,000, so you will give 2,000. Now the DMK's manifesto is not out yet, so who knows, they may offer 3,000. See, look, you have to understand that this is being funded by borrowing. While it is nice to say that the state has got, among the other states in India, we are doing well, which is a fact. The fact is also that we have doubled our debt in the last 5 years. From 4.69 lakh crore, we are now above 10 lakh crore in debt, almost 11 lakh crore in debt. That is not even including the debt of the state owned corporations like electricity board and the transport corporation. So there is a problem. So this money which we are distributing
Yeah.
is being got by borrowing. For instance, now the newly announced modified pension scheme of the government. Now the initial outlay is 13,000 crore. Every year it will be starting from 12,000 crore. It will go up every year. So imagine, we are burdening the exchequer, and already only 15% is going for infrastructure and for capital expenditure.
No,
Rest
sir.
of it is going in paying salaries, pensions, interest, and freebies. That's about it. So I think there needs to be a serious rethink, but neither of the parties. See, I can understand why ADMK is doing it, because DMK is doing it. Why is DMK doing it? Because ADMK is
No,
doing
it's
it.
competitive
Very simple.
freebies. Yeah, I agree. And,
Absolutely.
I refer to Tamil Nadu as the OG state of freebies. Are we taking it too far is the question, because we're seeing competitive cash outs now taking place. Dharani Dharan, your opening comments on the AIADMK's promise. Is this worrying for the DMK? Are you going to make it 3,000 now from 2,000?
See, the manifesto committee will come up with their suggestion. So I don't want to speculate, but I will tell you this. This term freebie in itself is a misnomer. It is social welfare spending. I will tell you this. Tamil Nadu finances, are they doing bad or good? I will say it's good. For example, under AIADMK from 2016 to 21, Tamil Nadu's GSDP was 11 lakh crores in 2016 and became 17 lakh crores, which means a 52% rise from 16 to 21. After DMK came to power, the GDP, which started at 17 lakh crores, had now become 35 lakh crores, 2026 projected. 25 to 26, 35.5 lakh crores, which is about a 105% increase as per the data. The data is not going to lie. And again, the revenue to GDP has increased by 2 percentage points. What it does is that there is drastic increase in GSDP plus drastic increase in revenue. The revenue increase from ADMK's time to now would be about 130% increase, which means the state has more money. So when you can't compare debt in absolute terms, debt to GDP, and not just debt to GDP, but also look at future growth potential. So many of the schemes like giving 1,000 rupees to government school girls joining colleges has nearly doubled the GER of government school girls going to
No,
college, which
great.
means
No,
will
no.
double.
Some of your schemes, Dharani Dharan, this is what we highlighted. Some of the schemes, great. What we're talking about is these cash handouts, irrespective. Cash handout to all women ration card holders, or for that matter, free transport for all, free transport for women.
Hey,
These are freebies.
I'm coming there. See, I'm coming there. See, the point is, even if you give 1,000 rupees to poor woman folk, they're going to spend that money immediately. It's not that they're going to put it in their pocket or destroy that money. So, which means there's a positive circulation in the economy. So, the multiplier effect for such spendings is about 3x. If you give 1 rupee to a poor person, which means the actual net effect on the economy is 3x, because he's going to go buy. Let's say they're going to go and buy from a department store, which means the store's revenue would increase and they will expand the store. This is basic economics.
No, but
So
what about
the
the
effect of
state's
impact is
economy?
very positive. But I will have to tell you this: AIADMK has made some ridiculous comments on the DMK. But I like to remind them, in 2019 itself, they stopped Talik Tangam scheme, they stopped Madam Jayalalitha's two-wheeler scheme, plus the laptops were stopped from 2019 itself. Even because they couldn't pay the pension of the government staff, the retirement
Okay.
age increased from 58 to 59, 59 to 60. Only after DMK came to power, the pension was paid. It's a fact.
Kovai
Why did
Sathiyan,
it happen?
Kovai
Because
Sathiyan,
the
your
growth rate reduced.
response.
No, why did it happen is because growth reduced and revenue to GDP reduced after
Okay.
2016, after Jayalalitha's demise.
Okay,
So
let's
that, and Tamil Nadu was a revenue surplus state in 2011. By 2016, the revenue deficit was 7,000,
okay, let
8,000
me
crores.
give
But by
Kovai Sathiyan a
2021,
chance to
revenue
respond to what
deficit
you're
was
saying.
minus 60,000 crores.
Dharnidhar, I'll
Revenue
come
deficit
back to you.
was
I'll come
minus.
back to you. I'll come back to you. Let Kovai Sathiyan respond first to the few points you've made.
No, I can't respond to fake data, fake narratives, and nonsense statements of DMK. Let me say, even developed nations till now couldn't deliver a scheme called free laptops for their students. But we delivered. Our Amma and Edapadiya delivered. It's not one or two in numbers, it's 52 laptops in numbers. When we took over the government from DMK way back in 2011, the first 2 years there were no electricity for 15 to 18 hours in the state. The last 1.5 years went on Corona. So with the average borrowing of 30,000, 37,000 crores per annum, we gave 52 lakh laptops. And with an average borrowing of lakh and 25,000 crore by this DMK government, it is still struggling to keep up this basic poll promise of rupees 1,000 for all women. After 28 months, after repeated pressure by our leader and through public rallies, finally they yielded just before the onset of Lok Sabha elections in 2024. That
No,
too,
but have you
they
copied their
removed
promise
a
then,
crore
Kovai
and
Sathiyan?
25 lakh women from the list. They started with 1 crore women. Now, after 55 months, suddenly 30 lakh women found the eligibility to get this 1,000 rupees. So for DMK, it is nothing but bribing the women voters for vote bank politics.
No, but
But
then
for
they'll
us,
say
it
that
is
you're
more
doing the
towards
same thing
development.
by promising 2,000 rupees.
Let me tell you, ma'am. First example is I stated about the laptop. We gave 100 units of electricity free per household. This DMK stopped it. And there are schemes which AIADMK delivered, wherein while in the go, once we assume power in 2026, there are many possibilities for resuming and giving 20K. It's all about financial management. Unfortunately, DMK doesn't have the expertise or team to do a proper financial management and planning. All they are borrowing is to fill their
No, but
pockets of
Kovai Sathiyan,
individuals who
answer
are in
my
the roles
question,
of
please.
ministers and
Answer my
MLAs.
question. You know, you accused the DMK of bribing women voters. You have now doubled their amount, saying we'll give you 2,000 rupees.
No, they
What is
promised
that then?
1,000 for all women. They promised 1,000 for all women. But what they ended up is treating women as vote bank politics, and they started this exercise by removing 1 crore and 25 lakh women,
But
citing
you're
that they are
also
not eligible. So what do you infer from this? After 55 months, women who were refused this 1,000 rupees suddenly became eligible. Then how do you want to term this then? Isn't it a blatant indication that this is intended to keep the women happy when the elections are round
no,
the
but you're
corner?
not answering my question, Kovai Sathiyan. Then 2,000 rupees is exactly that. If you're doubling the amount and offering the same thing to women in the state, then that's also the AIADMK's attempt at wooing women voters.
No, let me tell you, and this is not the first time AIDMK is releasing this. Even 2021 manifesto, we had 1,500. Considering the inflation, considering the expenditures which is doubled in this DMK rule, and we have increased it to 2K. It is not after seeing how DMK is rolling out this. This is a poll promise, an extension of poll promises from
Dharnidhar,
our earlier manifesto.
Dharnidhar, go ahead.
My point is DMK treat this to bribe women is my allegation. The way they promised
Okay,
and
let
what they
Dharnidharan
delivered is
respond to your
different.
allegation then. Dharnidharan.
So when they speak about financial management, Akshita, I think you have all the data. The RBI publishes data each year. These are basic numbers that is very easy to find out. I'll be very happy if your channel can educate the viewers on what was the revenue deficit of Tamil Nadu in 2011, what was it in 2016, what was in 2019, and what it was in 21. In 2019, it was minus 44,000 crores. In 2011, it was revenue surplus by 500. This revenue deficit became minus 63,000 crores, which has been subsequently reduced by 30,000 crores, which means, and revenue to GDP also you can publish, which has also increased. The GDP increase has been 105% in 5 years, but the ADMK's 5 years only 52%, which means GDP has increased doubled and the revenue has increased by 30% than earlier, which means more expenditure and the debt to GDP has reduced. So now this clearly shows
Okay.
who is good in financial management. A party that is only good in financial management can only deliver promises. It is also a fact that Kovai, one of my friend avoided, is that how they stopped the schemes of Jayalalitha, madam, in from 2019, 2020, and how the retirement age of government government employees were increased
Okay.
every year. So, which is a fact. These facts cannot lie. And
Okay.
how is it
Dr. Sumanth C
when the
Raman,
same
go ahead.
scheme?
Ultimately,
How is it
looking
no,
at
no,
what's
how
happening
is it
over
ours?
this. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Sumanth C Raman.
How is it
No, no,
ours?
I'm really confused here. The state is doing fabulously well, it seems, on the economic front. Today, contractors from the Greater Chennai Corporation, who have arrears of 770 crores,
Yeah.
court has given order saying that the money must be paid. There is no money to pay. Transport Corporation workers had to go to court. After the court threatened to call the chief secretary, after that the arrears were paid in August last year. So I think there is a serious disconnect between what is being projected and what is the reality on the ground. Now, this is not me saying so. This is an article in the paper today which says 770 crores, and many works are coming to a halt because contractors are saying we
Dharani Dharan,
cannot
you want to
continue
respond to
without
that?
payment.
See, each corporation is individually funded most often, right? Salem Corporation, for example, is individually funded. So are the other. There are autonomous bodies until and unless there is a specific state government scheme or union
Who is
state
running the
scheme
corporation?
directly funded, right? So there are some individual issues. That doesn't mean the state's finances are bad. That is something you have to make it
No,
very
but
clear.
where does the
And
money come
second,
from, Dharani Dharan? It comes from state finances.
no, money, individual corporations get money individually through property tax and through other means, right? Only when it comes to individual state level projects
Okay.
or individual union state projects, then the money comes to a different
Okay,
exchequer.
I have to
Right?
wrap
That is
this
how it
up. My
works.
apologies. We're getting a big news break that's coming in, but I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Let's